Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone? I'm going to do the checking thing to make sure we're on. Oh yeah, there we are. That's Book of Faces anyway. There we go. We're live. Yay. Right, put that down. How are you all? Happy Thursday. Me and my husband have this thing at the moment where it seems that every Thursday we say to each other, can't believe it's Thursday again. What's going on? The weeks are going so fast. Okay, so today we are going to talk about the really simple things that you can do or the one simple thing you can do to improve your eating habits, okay? Because I've been talking to a lot of people this week and there's a real resistance in some people, which is fine, by the way, to tracking their food by an app or counting calories or anything like that. And so I just wanted to share with you some ways a way of improving the way that you're eating without feeling like you need to track in MyFitnessPal or weigh and measure everything. It's a really simple starting point, and you might then go on to wanting to track things in a bit more detail, which is fine, or you might decide not to, because there are methods of fat loss outside of calorie tracking. Calorie tracking isn't right for everyone. So what is this one simple thing that you can do to help you improve your eating habits? Well, I'm going to tell you. The first thing that I would say is get yourself a nice notebook. Everyone needs an excuse for a nice notebook. Or a nice pad of paper. Okay, it's not essential. You can do this on a scrappy piece of paper, but I like any excuse for some new stationery. So whatever you choose to write in, what I want you to do is to write down every single thing that you eat and drink in a day. Every single thing. Okay, now you don't have to, like I said, weigh and measure it. But I want you to be really thoughtful about what you're writing down. So, for example, if you have a bowl of Cheerios, I choose Cheerios because I'm a little bit obsessed with them at the moment. If you have a bowl of Cheerios, is that a small bowl? Is it a medium bowl? Is it a big bowl? Okay, so that's the first thing. Write down what you ate and give it your rough guess as to the portion size. You can also think about things like a banana. Is it a small banana? Is it quite a large banana? Is it a medium banana? So that's the first thing, writing down everything that you're eating and drinking. And this also includes in your teas and coffees, are you adding sugar? Is it quite milky? What milk are you having? Everything. Are you having fizzy drinks? Are you having a glass of wine in the evening? Everything. Okay. So that's the first thing that you have to do. But alongside that, in your new pretty notebook, I want you to note down how hungry you were before you ate something. And sometimes we choose to drink as well, just to keep us going for a little bit longer before we have our lunch or something. I always tend to have like a hot drink at about 11:30 because I start getting a little bit hungry, and I normally don't eat my lunch until 12:30. So do measure your hunger levels before you've eaten, and also measure your hunger levels after you've eaten. Okay, because again, we might have a little snack and then think, oh, I'm still hungry, and go back for something. So measure your hunger levels after your snack, before and after your snacks and your meals. And also measure your mood, how you're feeling. And for your hunger levels and your mood, you could use like a scale of 1 to 10. I love a scale. So 1 could be not very hungry at all and maybe not very happy. And then 10 could be absolutely ravenous and extremely happy. Just or you could do little smiley faces or sad faces, whatever. Just keep it really simple, whatever works for you. Now, so that is, you're writing down what you're eating and drinking, but you're also writing down your hunger levels and your mood next to everything, okay? So the reason I'm telling you to do this is it shows you a lot of data. The first thing it's going to show you is how much you're eating. So if this is really useful if you're someone that snacks a lot and just grazes, because actually you might not realise that you'd had something like 10 snacks through the course of the day, as well as maybe your 3 meals. Or if, you were cooking dinner and you were, dunking your cucumber in the hummus, you've got to write it down. And sometimes, we eat mindlessly. We don't realise what we've done or what we're doing. So this really gets you to think about and see exactly what you're eating. And by the way, it doesn't have to be written down on a piece of paper. That was a little bit tongue-in-cheek. I love stationery. I've got far too many notebooks. You could just do this on the Notes app in your phone, and that would be absolutely fine. Particularly if you're in the kitchen, cooking dinner, you can just tap it into the Notes app. So it shows you exactly what you're eating is the first thing. What it then does is shows you some of the behaviours around the eating. Okay, and this is where the kind of the hunger and the mood comes in. So as an example, you eat a lunch and it's perhaps quite a small lunch because you're trying to be good. So you eat your lunch at about 1, but by 1:45 you're hungry again, so you go and get a snack, and then at 2:30 you're still hungry, so you go and get another snack. So maybe that's what that's telling you is lunch wasn't big enough. There wasn't enough food or enough nutrient dense food there for you. Then the second thing it shows you is perhaps some behaviours that you weren't aware that you were doing. So if I go back to the cucumber in the hummus, when we're cooking dinner, often we're quite hungry, and so we might be doing that as we're doing other things and not realise what we're doing, or we're cooking the dinner. Our cereal cupboard is right next to where I chop up the dinner, and as I said, I'm a bit obsessed with Cheerios at the moment, so sometimes what I'll do is grab a handful of Cheerios and put them in front of me while I'm chopping veg, and just snack on the Cheerios while I'm doing it. I'm aware of that habit, but you might not be aware of some of those snacking habits, so this really shows you some of those behaviours. And then the real reason behind noting down your mood is to explore a couple of things. So are there any triggers that happen during your day. So particular meetings you have to have, or conversations you have to have, or stressful situations you go through that perhaps leave you then going downstairs and raiding the cupboard. Or, you know, on exercise days, I know some of my clients always say that they feel more hungry on exercise days. That's perfectly natural. But sometimes people just don't even realise that's why they're hungry. They don't make that connection. So you can see, right, that's a habit, that's a trigger. I've been to the gym this morning, so I'm more hungry. Or, you know, I've got this really difficult piece of work to do and I don't want to do it, so I'm going to go and see what's in the snack cupboard and see if I can, you know, procrastinate on that task for a little bit longer. Or even the second part of this is trigger food. So, you know, is there something that when you open it, and it could be, going back to the Cheerios, it could be the Cheerios, right? Cheerios are really easy to just go into the box. So could there be a trigger type food that once you've popped, you can't stop and you just keep going and going and going? And so what I really like about making sure that you're writing all of this stuff down is that you can notice those patterns, those habits, those behaviours, and it's really useful. So then when you've done that, and I would recommend you do it for a couple of days at least, you can have a look and you can see, you know, on this day I was in a bit of a bad mood and I kept going to the chocolate cupboard, and on this day I definitely didn't eat enough breakfast or lunch, and so by 4 o'clock I was starving. And on this day I felt really exhausted, and so I had a cup of coffee at 4 p.m. and then, you know, I remember I didn't sleep very well that night, and then the next day I just wanted to eat even more. So you can start seeing patterns and habits and building that awareness. And then once you have that data, once you have that information, you can start to make changes. And, you know, as I said in my video, if you caught it yesterday, don't make loads of changes at once. I'm not going to go back into that. You can find the video from yesterday. But once you have the data, you can start managing and tweaking it. So what you can measure, you can manage. And this is a way of really measuring what it is that's going on. So write down what you're eating and drinking, and also attach to that hunger levels and mood levels. Okay. And then create, you know, this data bank for yourself where you can spot patterns and see what's going on. It's really, really useful. Okay. If you've got any questions, then do let me know. Pop them in the comments and I will come by and answer them. And if you want to know more, hear more about this stuff, then don't forget I have a free Facebook group, which I will pop the link for in the comments of this video, and you can come and join me and we talk about stuff like this all the time. Okay, have a good Thursday, and yeah, it's nearly the weekend. Have a good weekend. Mwah. Bye.